Hey, what's going on, family? TSpeaks here. So I wanted to talk to you guys today. So for those that are planning, hoping, and thinking that they have a shot at hitting the lottery, the mega or the Powerball, especially when it's so large, even $20 million, which is now the standard, I want you to understand something. You have a 1 in 229 million chance to hit the lottery, all 6 numbers, regardless of what the jackpot size is. But here's the thing. If you start your own business, does anyone know exactly what your rate to be successful is? It may surprise you. So we have the lottery, 1 in 229 million, I think 638, 296 chance. 1 to win that. This is so rare. And you have, get this, a 100% chance of being successful when you start your own business. Now, I know you might be thinking to yourself, well, wait a minute. How's that possible? Here's the reason why. When you start your own business, regardless of what business it is, when you decide, you figure out, this is my gift, I'm starting this business, I'm going to take these steps, I'm going to, do things like get a lead magnet, get an opt-in page, going to give away something free, I'm going to do a webinar, going to do an ebook, I'm going to do, 6 steps to how to scratch off a lottery ticket. Whatever it is, you start to teach that, you write a book, you give the book away, you become an expert in the field, you read up on it, you take a challenge, you get to a mastermind class, you get yourself a coach, someone that's actually done it before, because there's nothing new under the sun. When you start your business, if you take the necessary steps, it'll be 100% successful. Now, you may want to dispute that. You may kind of say, well, you know what? No, it won't be. I know people who failed at their business. And I'm going to submit to you that instead of people failing at business, what they've done is they quit before it became successful. And what I mean by that is they might have started out, and we all know people who have started out strong, started out hot. I'm talking about doing everything necessary. And then one way or another, they stopped. They ran out of steam, or truthfully, they got distracted. They got distracted by holidays and Christmas. They got distracted by death. They got distracted by birth. They got distracted by being fired. They got distracted by getting divorced. They got distracted by their kids having to go to school, going to boarding school. They got distracted by life. But have you ever noticed? Life never stops. We got distracted 3 years ago by COVID. We got distracted over 10 years ago, more than that, by 9/11. The entire world was affected by what they saw that happened at the World Trade Centers. But COVID brought the entire world close. We were knitted together. We could see that Ireland had a lockdown, and we could see that, and I know individuals in Italy where they were closed down and they couldn't go anywhere. There was nothing that they can get from their shops. They basically had to stay inside. Get what you have, and that's it. The world was brought, if you will, closer than ever before, and we were brought to our knees. We were engaged, preoccupied, distracted, whatever you want to call it, from our lives that we have begun or become, we have known as ours, that we have become conditioned to having. We got distracted. So life continues no matter where you are or what you're doing. So we know people who have started their businesses or took a first step, second step, and one way or another, the business closed down. Can I submit to you that those people, literally, the business did not fail. They failed the business. Because oftentimes you will always have an alternate route that has to be taken in everything. In marriage, you get times where things are difficult. You're not communicating. You got to take another approach how to say something, how to say it right. You got to go to a counselor. You got to go to counseling session. You're going to have a child. Instead of going straight into the operating room, you go to Lamaze class. You're always going to have different paths leading to your goal. When the business fails, it is not the business's fault that failed. It is the owner of the business. And then you have the people that don't even start. So you have a 100% success rate if you start working to continue on your business until it becomes successful. Now, it may not be successful the first 6 months. It may not be successful the first year, or it could be. It may not be successful, and I'm talking about being out of the red into the black and generating a profit and growing. You may not have that initially. But if you take the necessary steps, and I'm talking about not, taking the quick get rich, but if you read, if you research, if you get help, because it's all about connections. If you do what's necessary, your business will be 100% successful. That's the rate. That's the rate. 100%. There is no such thing, and I submit to you, and some of you may dispute it, and I understand that. There is no such thing as failure. There is a such thing as quitting. You can quit before things turn around. You can have to close down a business and start another one if the money's not coming in, or you can look up every avenue in order to get financing to keep the doors open. You may go from having 10 employees to having 5 employees. You may have to ask your wife and children to come and help you clean dishes and wipe the tables off to keep the restaurant open. You may in fact have to do that. You may in fact have to take, instead of taking your business one direction, you may have to make offers another direction. You may have to go and get more affiliates than you do regular clients that you're signing up. You may have to find out, because if you look at it, life is constantly changing. There was one point in time when a horse and buggy was the way that they delivered mail. Straight. And then they came to a point when they started doing it other ways. Now they have mail trucks. Now they actually have planes who can fly FedEx packages from one state to the next, from one country to the next. So if you constantly stay flexible and you stay open to different options, success has to be yours. That is the rule of business. There is no such thing as failure. So if I ask you, do you think you'll be more successful at hitting the lottery, the mega or the Powerball or wherever else they have, or your business? Always take the sure thing. You heard in Vegas, they said nothing is sure thing. Oh, but they try to fool you and say there is a sure thing. But the sure thing is starting your business. There is no chance for it to fail. It may be prolonged. A delay does not mean denied. Not only is business possible, business is the only way to truly be successful. You may have marginal success working on your job. And listen, we need workers on jobs. Yes, we do. And you're always going to have some that work on a job, some that own the businesses. But to get in line and to say, I believe more in that lottery than I believe in me, you'll pardon me, but I think that's just kind of a little crazy. Because the lottery is a chance, as I said before, 1 in 292 million, 200 and something thousand. And that, as opposed to starting my business, I like starting my business odds better. Don't you? I mean, if you think about it, don't you think and believe in yourself more than you do who's ever going to be swinging those balls up and choosing and go the first number is? I mean, so we're putting $30, $40, $50, and I saw one of the rappers, he bought thousands of dollars worth of tickets. And I always believe this, that if you are successful and you hit, it was your time to hit. I don't think you need 1 million tickets to hit. It only takes one ticket to hit. But you have to have the 1 in 292 million, as opposed to one business can give you 292 million. I kid you not. If you work it enough, it'll work. Just something to think about. If I've said anything that you guys understand, well, you always understood everything, I'm sure of that. But anything that really kind of made you say okay and you were in agreement with it, anything that you liked, anything that you believe that is helpful, why don't you comment? Why don't you like? Maybe even share. I appreciate you guys coming in. I'm TSpeaks. Remember this no matter what. And we constantly teach this. The challenge is to change your mind and then change your life. Because with changing a mind, it comes different words and then it comes different actions. And those actions continued will bring about a changed life. But if you never take a step out the boat, if you never believe, if you never take the first step, you never get to the success. And all of us that are alive, I believe the majority of people walking around want to be successful. Why else do we do this thing called life? I'm TSpeaks, family. Change your mind, you change your life.